Nobody. Good afternoon, nobody. Good evening, nobody. I'm talking to myself, of course. Nobody. I realized in 2015, it hit me like a ton of bricks. I mean, it was like a reality check. I was a nobody who'd been nowhere and done nothing. Been nowhere in life. I mean, I've been to Des Moines, Iowa, and South Padre Island. That was it. I hadn't been to the East Coast or West Coast. When my daughter got married on her 16th birthday and pregnant on her 16th birthday, probably. They ended up going to the East Coast and then the West Coast on their honeymoon. I ain't never been to either one. I've been to Canada, when I was a kid, my dad took us camping all over the country. Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, Canada, Banff, Edmonton, Calgary. Been up there, Glacier National Park. Oh man, beautiful. Don't go down a trail and you're like, okay, there's grizzly bears. Okay, let's turn around and run, boys. And my two brothers back to camp really fast. Anyway, okay, I'm going to talk about it. Water, and maybe a couple other things. But company that makes the best thing that I found is Filter Related. Oh, that's the name of the company, but that's the name of all their products. Selected Water Filter eShop. This is what I call their 3.0 model. The upgraded model. I showed you the other one. I'll show it again real quick here. Got two of them here. They come in different colors. That comes in a couple of three different colors. So this thing here has a little lock top, pushes button, and the top flips back. If you have pressure built up with hydrogen, it'll slam back really. In fact, it made this leak. I thought it almost broke it. I don't think it did, but it was forcing water out the bottom. It's actually leaking from somewhere. I don't see any cracks in it. So anyway, really good product. I call this 2.0 because in this one, the chamber with the pellets is in the bottom. There's 6 different kind of pellets. There's ceramic, infrared, probably mica stone, which alkalizes. Hydrogen, ones to make hydrogen, whatever they are. So the thing is, the key thing about this is it does make hydrogen. The first time I got this, I started testing with my little tester here. Now, if you can get 800 parts per billion hydrogen, that's pretty good. This thing was doing 2,000 parts per billion hydrogen, and like 9.5 pH, and minus 600 ORP, oxidation reduction potential. Minus 600, that's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. I mean, zero is good, Anything close to zero is good. Low, you want it as low as possible, and you want it in the negative if possible. Well, this thing made minus 600. Haven't done the new one yet. I want to do that. I want to see the top. This one blow the straw, water from the straw that hit the ceiling. It will do it, I'm pretty sure. I'll do that on camera when I do it first, though. Anyway, this thing they're impressive, I'm telling you. But the way this one's designed, I want to just do this real quick, too. I already did it once, but I want to show you. That's the flip top thing for the straw. It'll shoot water and hit the ceiling, I'm pretty sure. I'm not going to get the straw out, it's down in here. The good thing about this one is it has the chamber thing in the top, which is good. Okay, there's a little filter type thing here, basket. That's your filter thing. So with this one, you can lay it on the side, whatever, fill it to the top. Half an hour later, set it like this, and make sure you drink this much water so that basket's not wet at all. No touching water at all. No touchy. And then it'll last a long time. That basket will last for 2 or 3 months probably. Okay, moving right along. Let's get this out of my hair. Especially since I don't have any hair, right? Yeah. Okay, next water thingy. Ways to structure water. I showed you that. The little rotary thing I got. I don't need water, so I can't. Yeah, I do. Water vortex. Spin, tornado. That'll structure your water, no question. And they say this thing, if something says it'll last 45 minutes, usually it'll last maybe 10 or 15 if you're lucky. This thing says it'll last, if it says it'll last 20 cycles, it'll last 40 or 50. I ran it for like 3 weeks. I played with it every 5, it runs for 30 seconds and shuts off. 30 seconds and shuts off, okay. But I every 5 minutes I was turning it on. I did that for weeks on end, and it never did kill the battery. So I'm impressed, very much impressed with this. I love it. And it also, has a little detachable bottom, like I pointed out earlier, and I'll show that again here. Should be standing on it. Magnetic charger, but see, it's maybe half full. It gets white when it's all the way around white, and it stops blinking. Then it's charged up, but it's about halfway around, something like that. So the bottom, that charging part, comes off. Little flying saucer type thing, and don't drop it. It cracked. I broke it. That sucks. Not damaged at all. It still works fine. It's not. Didn't cause any leaks yet. If I drop it again, it might. I'm going to be very careful with it from here on out. Anyway, I love the thing. Absolutely love it. Just shut off. Maybe not. You went for 30 seconds again. So that thing is awesome. Good for making shakes, you know, protein drinks, whatever you want to do with it. Mix up your herbs. Mix up your Epsom salt. Yeah, yummy, yummy. You know how to take Epsom salt? Put vinegar, cayenne, and mix up your morning tonic. Vinegar, cayenne, and lemon juice. Then put your Epsom salts in. Don't taste so bad. Doesn't taste as bad as straight Epsom salts. So, and mix up my diatomaceous earth also. Anyway, I'll get this stuff out of my hair. Filter related. Good stuff. Makes hydrogen. It alkalizes your water and puts hydrogen into it. And I mean, it seriously actually works hydrogen. I've been buying filters for years. That's one thing I want to show you, but I'm not going to do it this time. Next time. Things that don't work. Those Pure things. I spent probably maybe $400 on those filters. Come to find out, I get a tester finally after. Why didn't I do that 3 years ago when I had the stroke? I came out of the hospital with a stroke and can't get my blood pressure down. I was getting really worried, and so I heard something about hydrogen. So I got a Pure hydrogen thing, but I also got a bottle of, you know, pills, tablets that would, you know, they foam, fizz, and they make hydrogen. HRW, hydrogen-rich water. That's one company that does it. Dr. Mercola has his own little thing for 90 tablets, not just 60. Some people sell 30, you know, for X number of dollars. It's about $1 a piece. You get 60 of them; they're about $60. But Mercola sells 90 of them for, I think, for $50 range. So it's a very good price if they work. If they test them, you know. But hydrogen is so critical. Oh my, just so critical, so important. We are walking water. There's miraculous things happening right now all over the world. Like I said, with Beta Austin and her collective molecular photography, CMP, collective molecular photography. She takes pictures of, just with an iPhone, you know, pictures of her frozen water in petri dishes. She uses the big petri dish, no glass petri dish, but with no lid, and then puts it in for X number of minutes. You want it right where it's between water and frozen solid. You don't want ice. You want it frozen, but not all the way frozen. You want it structured in the living. There's a gel zone, no fly zone. You know, it's a living zone. It's just really weird, and that's been proven over and over again by Gerald Pollack. His book's not here. It's on my cart. Not gonna go get it. Big book, tome. I mean, it's an awesome book. Has his out on the limb meter where he's out on the limb with the saw, you know, and how far out on the limb is he in his hypothesis, his guesses, you know. It's an educated guess. How far out do I think I am on the limb? Not that far. So I'm pretty far out on this one, you know. Very, very well written. I mean, just phenomenally well researched. He had many people working with him in laboratories, associating with people all over the world on that book. I mean, absolutely stunningly phenomenal. Well written book, very readable for me anyway. He tells you things about things you can do in there in the kitchen. Everybody can do in their kitchen to teach them about structured water. So I'm looking forward to reading it again. I read it quickly one time, and I had a paperback. And I was like, I got to get a hardback. If I ever find my paperback, I'll give it to somebody else. So okay, next water thing. Now this is a new one for you guys, and this is, I mentioned earlier, copper is very good for you to drink out of. I had a guy did some testing on me, and he said you need copper, and he told me to buy Maranatha almond butter, blah blah blah, certain brand, and something else. Don't eat peanut butter, but you know, Maranatha peanut butter had high copper content, so need more copper. Well, then I had a couple tell me you need to be drinking out of copper vessels, so I started getting copper bottles. Well, this is a copper pitcher. And the reason I got this, and I'll try to I got to look up the link and put it, but the Maya, M-A-Y-A, Maya, like Mayan, Maya pitcher. It's like an egg-shaped pitcher, and it has a probably a magnetic spinning, spinning thing in it, so it creates a vortex. It literally creates a vortex. With the egg-shaped thing in addition to it, it makes very, very healthy water to drink. So I'm thinking, okay, I can buy a thing on eBay. This thing is about $300, by the way, the Maya water pitcher. $300 price tag. I got this on Amazon for right at $60. It's got a nice, good flat bottom. It's a heavy bottom. I need to test that pretty quick with a magnet and see if. My thought is you can get a water, a laboratory magnetic heated stirring system with a holder for a thermometer and the whole 9 yards for like $60, right in the $60 range. So you get it without the magnetic one, the thermometer holder, whatever. But you get that, you put that under here, and this comes with a plate, nice little Kitchen Science, by the way. I can't even find it on Amazon now, that brand, but there's ones like it, but not with two. This one came with 2 cups, a little pad to put it on so it doesn't sweat and mark your table, and 2 tumblers. And these tumblers are very heavy too. Very well made. I mean, just heavy, heavy tumblers. Very impressed. This is very impressive, very heavy. Lid, the whole 9 yards. So my thing is, get something that will do. If you get a magnetic stirrer, get one that will do 2 liters, because I can put 2 liters of water in this and put on the magnetic stirrer and stir it and vortex the water. And I can put magnets on it to magnetically charge it too. You can put different things in there to do frequency. So very, very cool. So that is a very good water structuring system there. And I'll put a link for I found a laboratory magnet. They had a little ceramic pill, looks like a big horse pill, with magnet in it. So that you drop that down in the middle of it. You turn the thing on and start spinning, and the magnet spins a little rod in there. So anyway, that's a good way to magnetize structure and help your water be much, much healthier. Totally much healthier. Total healthier. I got this thing plugged in. See, now it's almost done. Another minute. By the time I'm done shooting my mouth off, that'll probably be done. So anyway, okay, so on to the next water thing. I don't think I got anything else sitting around here to talk about. Nobody likes chemtrails, right? Well, don't need many chemtrails. When they're in the sky, they're flying through water. That water, all water is connected, okay? Mike Adams, health ranger, one time did a video and he talked about the 100 monkey effect. Ever hear of that 100 monkeys story? Monkeys on this island, they guava or whatever would fall out of the trees and they'd pick them up and eat them. They'd be breaking their teeth and they hurt and they'd be in pain. They'd have bad teeth and they'd be dying from toothaches and tooth breaks and everything. They didn't get their root canals done. They didn't get their mercury fillings to give themselves, amnesia and what do you call it? Dementia and Alzheimer's. Yeah. They didn't. Anyway, so funny. Okay, so a young female monkey and her daughter. The female monkey maybe she did it accidentally, whatever, but it went through let's say it went through a waterfall. She dropped it in the water, came up and it was clean. She noticed that and she started eating it. Said, hey, my teeth aren't hurting. I'm not breaking my teeth on this thing. So she taught her daughter how to do it, and so they one by one they taught other monkeys how to do that. Well, when 100 monkeys learned how to do it, he said this is what Mike Adams said. You can look up the story or not. Boom, every monkey in the world knew how to do it. So he says that God has his own internet. And this I put things together, okay, in my mind. I read something, I don't forget it. and 30 years later I go click, ding, bing, bing. That makes sense. Okay, so what makes sense to me is that water is connected. I mean, the water from Australia, from New Zealand, the springs in New Zealand, Rotorua Springs, no, Hamarana Springs near Rotorua, New Zealand, and 1907 Springs, whatever that one is. And what's the other one in New Zealand? Antipodes, the other side of the world. Antipodes. There's a spring called Antipodes. They actually sell the water on Amazon. You can look it up. And also 1907. Maybe that's when they went in business. I don't know. 1907 water from New Zealand. You can buy that. But oddly enough, you can't buy the water that healed Veda Austin, and what started her whole escapade of taking photographs of these water and petri dishes. So one time, her Sunday, I was watching The Dark Knight Rises, and boom, the petri dish he had by his thing had water in it, and it when they froze it, it had a picture of Batman, bat-eared creature, not exactly close. One time they were watching A Star Is Born, with I don't know if she's watching one with Barbara Streisand and Chris Christopherson, or the one with weird musician lady and Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper and what's her name? Come on, Lady Gaga. Yeah, she's a good actress. I tell you what, that movie was. I watched little bits of it on YouTube, and probably better than the first one. Really, actually, I think better than Barbara Streisand and Chris Christopherson. Maybe they do a very good job. Anyway, but they're watching A Star Is Born. We were the one. I think it was a Barbara Streisand one. I don't know, but they were watching A Star Is Born, and they had a petri dish sitting there, and the petri dish froze in a five-pointed star, which is very unusual. Most frozen crystalline structures are hexagonal. Snowflakes and everything are all six-sided. Five-pointed star with the bottom two points going down like this, and birthing. I mean, out of it is coming a beautiful little six-pointed star, just a pristinely gorgeous six-pointed star coming out of the five-pointed star. So, that reminds me of BC comic strip. Back when Denver Post or whatever it was, my wife and I always had the running joke between us that one of them had two three-headed snakes, right? Two two-headed snakes, right? The daddy snake and the mommy snake both had two heads. Baby snake had three heads. They were looking at the other one. I knew whose side of the family this one came from. Can't tell. They're both two-headed snakes. Anyway, when our kid would do something weird, we go, I know whose side of the family that one, the three-headed snake came from. We got plenty of three-headed snakes too. Anyway, yeah, just some reminiscing there. Oh boy, I'll tell you, water. So anyway, the entire sky is filled. Every snowflake, every water crystal, every water vapor in the sky right now. Come wintertime, every snowflake, every ice crystal that planes fly through is water, and it's all connected. So just project to it. Just tell water, love every engine going through there. And if they can't, if they're not a loving person, then they can't. Maybe they don't want to operate in the midst of love. That's the way it is. It may even cost them very, very much money, very high value. It may cost them a lot. Let's put it that way. They may not come out with a plane. So, but the idea is love, not hate. Project love into the sky. Every stream, every river, every pond, every lake system in Missouri and the Ozarks. Every well, every spring. And there's a lot of springs in this state. There's 20 huge springs, really large springs, and there's probably nobody has no idea. I don't think anybody has any clue as to how many small springs there are. When there's spring coming out from a tree over, but not too far from here, little 3-foot wide pond, stream, and then a pond. Might be a 1-foot wide spring at some point. Stream at some point, sometimes during the year, but spring. We had a spring right here coming out of a tree. We still have one. Couple springs on this property. They're not very big, not very much. We don't have animals running here, but if you have more animals, you have more water, and more water saved, more springs. Anyway, as long as that's a different lecture. That's a lecture for a different night. So let's touch back with Mr. Michael S. Heiser, who thinks that the Bible is not a scientific book, and that I found the passage. I hit it earlier, kind of, but they're talking about these things, okay? Polygenism, that's many sources for human life, many multiple sources of life on Earth. Polygenism is now the scientific consensus, Clarice added. Human evolution is thought to have occurred in various places and at different times. Human evolution. That's certainly true, Melissa added, though many Christians continue to reject it. But many don't, Malcolm noted. I'm a biologist and a priest. I don't have any problem with the consensus. Neither do I, Clarice said. I have my own way of parsing origins in the Bible, but I don't want to derail the discussion. And it's a guy that's a very deeply spiritual man. He's been through a lot of just hell on Earth. He's in a wheelchair. He's crippled. A bomb or something blew his legs up. If you don't mind, Dr. Kelly, Sabby interjected, adjusting his wheelchair. Sebastian, becomes Sabby, could look more directly at Brian. Brian is the Michael Heiser guy. I would like to hear briefly about what Dr. Scott, Professor Scott, thinks about this. I'm wondering how he approaches these things. I was wondering about that myself earlier, Clarice added. With all the problems added to Adam and Noah and Babel, which would you refer to as being read in an over-literal way, where are you at? Brian leaned forward and said, well, this might sound odd, but I don't struggle with it because I committed myself a long time ago to let the Bible be what it is in its original context and say what it says to its original audience. I don't look at it as something it isn't. God made it what it is. I'm not second-guessing him. You'll have to unpack that, Neff said, at least for me. Explain what the hell you just said. What he said was that the Bible is a Mediterranean-centered document produced by people living between the 2nd millennium BC and the 1st century AD. Those people knew nothing about any modern science like biology, anthropology, or linguistics. The Bible was never meant, the Bible was never meant to be a science textbook for modern people. Maybe, maybe not. By God's design. God was one who made the decision to prompt people living at the time in that place with the knowledge of that worldview to write what he wanted preserved for posterity. Had God given those ancient writers advanced scientific knowledge, no one to whom the books were written could have understood it. Would have understood it. So the same thing would happen if God produced the Bible today. It wouldn't be written for 1,000 years from now. It'd be written for today. So, that's his point. And like I said, he puts it into practice with his Logos Bible software, which he was one of the main developers of. You can pay $1,000 for the upper echelon version of it. $1,000 to tell you what your Bible says. And your Bible says that the Bible says that the earth is flat. That's for those who are into believing in the Bible and believing the Bible teaches that the earth is a globe, you're wrong. Michael Heiser says so. The Logos Bible software has a beautiful depiction, the best one I've ever seen. That one I showed you earlier was not that good, but it has a very intricate, very well presented depiction, portrayal of exactly what the Bible says. The Bible has a firmament. There's waters above the firmament. There's windows in the deep. There's windows in the heavens. God opened the windows of the floodgates of the deep and the windows of heaven and poured water into the earth. He opened the chutes. He dumped water until it was full. What kept the water in? Well, there was a wall around it, called the Antarctica is. Look at any map of the world. Antarctica is average altitude 10,000 feet. Okay, average altitude 10,000 feet. Greenland is average altitude 10,000 feet. Somebody tells me what that means. It means something. I don't know what it is. I've asked the question 100 times, maybe 1,000 times. Someday I'll get an answer. I'll ask God someday and he'll tell me. Why is Greenland and Antarctica the only place on Earth that's average altitude 10,000 feet? The Himalayas are not average altitude 10,000 feet. The Andes in South America are not average altitude 10,000 feet. The Rocky Mountains are not average altitude 10,000 feet. But Greenland and Antarctica are both average altitude 10,000 feet. With an average altitude of 2 miles high, okay, with a wall around the Earth of 2 miles, and if it was cold, and it froze, and it get higher and higher and higher, easily flood Mount Everest, Himalayas, easily. Anyway, you don't want to believe me, that's fine. I don't give a shit. I don't care. You want to laugh at me, that's fine too. I'm not going to make any judgments. I just tell people, use your own brain. Think with your own brain, not somebody else's. Don't think with Carl Sagan's brain. Don't think with Neil deGrasse Tyson's brain. Don't think with, who's the other? Bill Nye the Science Guy. Don't think with his brain. Don't think with that British accent guy. Brian, whoever he is. Brian, the science moron. Anyway, don't think with their brain. Don't think with your third grade teacher's brain. Don't think with your 7th grade science teacher's brain. Don't think with your high school astronomy teacher's brain. Think with your own brain. Use your own head. Assess the data for yourself, and you'll do well. You'll do much better than you are right now. So you can look at the photographs, high altitude balloon videos. You can look at photographs taken from there's a website called Far Horizon or Beyond the Horizon. I think it's Beyond the Horizon. It's a worldwide established website of photographers with really good cameras who take pictures of far away, and they mark how far away they are. They have taken pictures of, I think it's 273 miles, mounts from 273 miles. And they believe the Earth is a globe. They believe the Earth is a sphere spinning through space, you know. Anyway, they believe that, but they have pictures of 273 miles away. Well, 273 miles away, do the math. 8 inches per mile squared. 273 times 273, 250 times 250, and 8 times that, divided by, of course, you can't divide by now. 12. I did so many of those, I was like, damn it, I'm better at math than that. I don't have to divide, multiply times 8 and then divide by 12. I can just divide 8 by 12 and give me a standard multiplier. 666. Well, duh. Tells you whose hoof print is behind that thing, you know, fingerprint, yeah, hoof print, goat's hoof, Satan's, you know. That's the formula. Miles squared times 666, kid you not. How fast is your traveling in space around the sun? Do the math on that. I do it with the calculator. You can do it pretty easy. 93 million times 2. That's the radius is 93. That's the radius times square that. No. Yeah, double that. That gives you the diameter. Times 3.14 pi gives you the circumference. Divide that by a year. 66,666 miles an hour. Oh, gee, wonder who made that one up. Yeah. You do realize that, what's his name? Sir Isaac Newton said, at first the sun was 7 million miles, then they made it 17 million miles, then they made it 30 million, finally they made it 93 million miles away, because that works out with our math. And he said, we can make it however far we want. It doesn't make it matter. It doesn't make any difference. We can make it whatever we want it to be. Okay. It's all bogus anyway. I just get on a roll there. I mean, I'm not talking to one person here, because I know there's at least 4 or 5 people that I know who think I'm an idiot. So, welcome to the club. You can all join together and laugh at me. 2 of them think they're scientists. One thinks he knows a lot, and he does. No question. A lot smarter than me, a lot more educated than me. Far better versed in everything in the world than I am. And I'm not kidding you not. Once in a while he'll say, yeah, this guy's smarter than me. I'm like, you're kidding me. Not possible, is it? Yeah, it's possible. He knows more than he's forgotten more than I know. I'm like, geez, that's scary. Absolutely frightening. So, hey. Hello. Anyway, use your own brain. Don't think with somebody else's brain. You know, in all the years since 2015, how many millions of people say the Earth is a globe? They've gone on airplane flights. They could have taken a picture and shown proof of the curvature of the Earth. Nobody's ever done that. No ball, no curve, no ball. If you don't have a curve ball, you don't have a ball. If you don't have a curve, you don't have a ball. Nobody's ever proven it. Nobody's ever shown a photograph of it. There's not a single photograph anywhere that I've ever seen. And it's been since 2015. 8 years. Yeah, more than that. So, you know, and it ain't never going to happen because you can't prove it. It's unprovable because it's not true. If there's no curvature, there's no ball. No curve, no ball. Pretty simple. No curve, question mark, no ball, exclamation point. So, I say no curve, exclamation point, no ball, exclamation point. Not going to happen. There's not a single picture. You can show a picture of a satellite in space from another satellite or from a spaceship. You can't show a picture of the Earth from space, from anything, anywhere. Not from, what is that bogus thing called? Hubble. Not from Hubble. They can show pictures of deep space, all these bizarre artist rendition, you know, galaxies, and this is exploding star and bullshit. They show all those bogus things, but they don't ever show you a picture of the Earth. Once they turn around and take a picture of the Earth and send it back to us, never going to happen. The Echo, whatever that is, that deceiver, epic deceiver. Yeah, EPS. Look at that. Earth, place, blah blah. I C and then DCVR. Epic. It's an epic deceiver. They name things so they laughing their asses off at you people. They believe what they believe. They want you to believe. They live. Obey. Be stupid. Believe what we tell you to believe. Multiply. Consume. Buy. Rent. Don't own anything. Don't keep your money. Be stupid. Be stupid. Anyway, sorry. Okay. Did a couple water things. That's what I wanted to do. Blather a little bit. Didn't really need to do that. But the facade book is critical. Very important book. The Portant. I'm reading the Portant now. I'll read you one of the things the guy says on here, and this is a famous author. He says, I hope the hell it's not true, is what he says. This is by Guy Malone, who's a alienstranger.com, author of Come Sail Away, UFO Phenomena and the Bible, founder of Roswell's, New Mexico Alien Resistance Headquarters. Fans of the facade will not be disappointed. The Portant is another meticulously researched thriller driven by biblical and theological insights that only Dr. Heiser would see. Picking up from the facade's cliffhanger ending, readers finally learn the fates of Brian and Melissa and their new life off the grid. The Portant takes us into the mind of ancient evil. Only Dr. Heiser could believably script a dinner conversation with a watcher, with a Nephilim, to reveal a breathtaking global deception. If he's wrong, then this is the worst spellbinding fiction and you won't put it down. But if he's right, well, I just pray he's wrong. Yeah, wow. A decade after he stunned readers with the facade, with the fact that they are here and have been here for a really long time, thousands of years, Dr. Heiser again draws on his encyclopedic knowledge of scripture and history, acute discernment of how biblical scholarship, science, technology, and the paranormal intersect with societal and religious trends to ask, what are they up to? In the Portent, Dr. Heiser alerts us to ancient and modern cultural and spiritual trends, showing how the lines cross, converge, and perhaps re-emerge with frightening clarity and vivid impact. In the end, he shows us hope in the only place it can ever be found, the spirit-filled human heart. Yeah, and that's, I'm hoping that there's a good outcome in this book, because thus far, I mean, every good person, had their head, face slammed into a desk and their brains splattered over the desk and ears cut off and all kinds of really grody things, because the Watchers are not nice entities. They're very powerful, and they seem unbeatable, all-powerful, whatever you want to call it. Another guy says, there are plenty of ridiculous novels out there about Nephilim, Watchers, and aliens in today's world. The Portent, along with Heiser's first book, The Facade, is not one of them. Heiser brings his scholarly pedigree to the table of fictional novels like no one else can. This is a responsible, fascinating, interesting novel series on the topic. And by the way, both of them, now the Facade definitely, I don't know about this one, but every real character mentioned in the book is real. Every character mentioned in the book is a real character, and every news thing is real. There were, in my copy, photographs of newspaper articles and things in there that's supposed to be in here. I don't see them. Wow, come on. There was UFOs over L.A. in 1941. We had guns that were already placed there, anti-aircraft guns, because we thought the Japanese might fly over and try to bomb us. They fired away at that thing for 45 minutes. The pictures were in here. I know they were. And there's a alien UFOs over Washington, D.C. for about a half an hour, just sitting there, just not doing anything. Nobody fired at them, didn't have any guns to shoot them with, but nothing ever happened. That sucks, man. I know they were in here. Anyway, 1941, L.A., they banged away at them for about 45 minutes, blew up a couple houses, but never touched them. Didn't even, it hit, but the force field or whatever just made them fizz out. So they did destroy a few houses. I don't see it in here. That sucks. Gotta find my other copy. Anyway, fascinating books, I'm telling you. Okay, anyway, that's it for the night. Good night, guys. What time is it? 3. Oh. Not laughing, yeah. Jubbly bits. Bubbly jits. Dr. Stephen Greer, yeah. Whatever. Yeah, it's Dr. Greer, total disinformation. I don't trust him with any more important I can throw him. I can't throw him very far. So he's a government disinformation character. Not real at all. In my opinion. I've been listening to him for 20 years. I don't know however long he's been spewing jubbly bit stuff's disinformation. Human black ops. Yeah, maybe, maybe not. Here's another one. The one and only. Oh, that's like Sion and nope. The one and only Nicole. Hi, Nicole. The one and only Nicole. God, the Son Jesus says, "Hi, Gaddy Anton. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you." So, anyway, I'm gonna do what I can in the way of some water things and just chat about this and that and the other thing until I'm not here anymore, and then hopefully maybe I'll pick up somewhere else. So, God bless everybody. And in the meantime, too, one of the things I'd say about the Ozark Plateau is when you get to a place, whether it's a campsite or a home, leave it better than you found it. I'm trying to do that here, even though this is not my home, and my son thinks he owns this and owns the land and owns everything and owns me, and I don't agree with that assessment. I don't think it's right biblically, but I'm still going to leave it better than I found it. And that's one thing. There's not going to be 40 buckets of poop out there causing mosquitoes that are deadly and malaria and dysentery and cholera and all kinds of other crap around here. And I'd like to get the well cleaned up because from that being polluted by the who knows what bacterial infestations. Just a lot of things. A bat house. I'd like to have a bat house up here. I have that. I did some weed whacking today. I want to build an altar. That's what I really want to do. One of the prophetesses said, go back and reread your notes of your dream that God gave you years ago. And I'm like, okay, I don't have a dream. I had a dream. I had a vision. I didn't have a dream. It was a vision. It was a living, moving, breathing vision. And I don't have to get my notes. I don't have any notes on it, but I do have my book that I wrote and the website that I wrote put together. So, How to Get Out of Babylon. Look it up on lulu.com or the website. I didn't put the link of that. I forgot to do that on the last one. I'll put the link on this one. And I'll go into the other one and put the link there too for the website. Because you click on that and then it's hot linked and it has every section. There's 8 sections, 8 chapters. You can click on each one. You go back, forward, back, previous, or ahead, next, previous, next. The preface and the addendum. You can click on all of them, bang, 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 or just read it straight through. So I've had one person read it and he came out to visit. He came from Maryland, drove out here from Maryland, left his parents.